Greetings, schmucks! So, this past weekend, Birds of Prey came out and is sadly underperforming at the box office. A week or so ago, early reviews praised the film, saying it was unique, fun, energetic, and the DCEU's best movie yet. Well, I'm here to tell you that Birds of Prey is unique, fun, energetic, and definitely DC at its best. The majority of YouTubers right now seem to be hating on this movie, except for like me and High Top. We kind of seem to be the only people who really love this movie. So let's jump into it. Let's review Birds of Prey. Let me try to convince you that this is a movie worth seeing, because it really is. So Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. It's a great title, by the way. Is a Harley Quinn movie featuring the Birds of Prey, and it follows Harley after she splits from the Joker and is trying to make a name for herself in Gotham City, but the problem is that almost everybody in Gotham wants to kill her, and the guy who wants her dead the most is Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask. But Black Mask also wants a diamond that has special features that can make him the new ruler of Gotham City, and there's a bunch of other stuff going on. It's a comic book movie. What do you want? Anywho, so if I were to sum this movie up in one sentence, it would probably be Birds of Prey combines the best elements of Deadpool and Suicide Squad and makes a wonderful, colorful, very entertaining movie. And if that's enough for you, cool, fantastic, you can stop watching. But if you want more, I can elaborate. As far as characters go, the standouts for me were Huntress, Black Mask, and Harley Quinn. So let's start with Huntress. Huntress, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, is a badass in this movie, and she's also really funny. Unfortunately, she doesn't get as much screen time as I would have hoped. The film kind of builds a lot of intrigue around her, but it never feels like it pays off properly. She just kind of shows up here and there until the third act when she's required to show up. Then she shows up, she kicks some ass with the rest of the Birds of Prey, and then that's kind of it. And the film just left me wanting more Huntress. And that's not innately a bad thing, but when she's one of the main staples of the Birds of Prey, it would kind of make more sense to have her be in the movie more. Black Mask, played fantastically by Ewan McGregor, is a standout villain. He's insane, he's wacky, he's campy, and McGregor is clearly having a blast in this role. I have heard the complaint that Black Mask goes from being a campy villain to a complete misogynist really quickly, and it's only in the movie to serve the agenda of the film, but I don't agree with that. It's made very clear early in the movie that Black Mask is insane, and he really only has respect and care for Victor Zsasz. Plus, there's a blink and you'll miss a joke that Black Mask hates Harley Quinn, potentially only for the reason that she is a woman. So the stance that he is a misogynist is laid in the movie early on, so it's not like it comes out of nowhere. And even when the table scene comes on, Black Mask being a horrific misogynist, it just doesn't seem weird for that character, and it makes sense in the moment. So I just feel like that complaint is unfounded, but that's just me. And then we have Harley Quinn, and in the same way that Ryan Reynolds is for Deadpool, Hugh Jackman is for Wolverine, and Robert Downey Jr. is for Tony Stark, I am now convinced that Margot Robbie is the only person for Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is a cartoon character, okay? Both in a literal and a figurative sense, and thus she shouldn't work outside of a cartoon in live action, and yet she does, but that's only because of Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie takes this character and keeps the fundamentals while also adapting her properly for the big screen. She's not too cartoony, but she's cartoony enough. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's a fine line that she walks very well with this character. This is Harley Quinn's movie, and the Birds of Prey just happen to be in it. But that never bothered me, because Robbie's take on Harley kept me consistently entertained. I also really enjoy that the movie doesn't make Harley a good guy. She's still a villain, she's still a criminal. She just happens to have a soft side, which is kind of cool to see. I also really enjoy Harley's characterization in this movie, because in the movie, she's very flawed, and she's kind of stuck in a rut of self-doubt and a lack of confidence, because after she left the Joker, she has no one. She's truly on her own. She has no one to turn to. Everyone kind of hates her. She's got nothing. And it's a really good take on this character that was also evident in the new Harley Quinn animated series that I also very much enjoy. But I also think that Birds of Prey did it better. All the other characters are good. They're fine. They just didn't stand out to me the way Black Mask, Huntress, and Harley Quinn did. Also, each of the birds fight differently, and I really like that. Harley fights with melee weapons and gymnastics. Black Canary fights using mostly kicks. Renee Montoya fights like a brawler and uses brass knuckles. And Huntress fights with skill and tactical precision, along with the use of a range of different weapons. Each of the actors sell this very well, and the action sequences are excellently choreographed, courtesy of John Wick director Chad Stahelski. And the last thing I want to talk about are my problems with this movie, small as they might be. My first complaint is with Huntress. Like I said before, I just wish we got more of her. They built her up to be something that I feel she didn't end up getting to be, if that makes sense. She's kind of important in the final act, kind of, sort of, not really. So I would like to see more of her going forward with the DCEU, because Mary Elizabeth Winstead is a great actress, and I know that she could do a lot with this character. So I really hope that either Kathy Yan or another director comes along and allows her to do something with this character, because I know she can. Next, Harley Quinn does this narration throughout the movie, and at certain times it's very unwelcome, and other times it's just flat out annoying. I don't need a character to just tell me what's happening on screen. I have eyes. I can fucking figure it out myself. And the last thing I have a problem with was Victor Zsasz. I felt like he was wasted in this movie. He didn't add much to the plot, and his role could have been filled by any henchman. And I feel like they just threw him in there because they were like, hey, that's a reference. Let's do that. I don't know, it just didn't work for me. This movie is passionate, and it is made with a lot of love for these characters and the properties from which they come from. And it's made more artistically than most comic book movies are these days, apart from maybe like Logan, and although I don't consider it a comic book movie, I guess Joker. Birds of Prey is a prime example of what happens when a studio lets a director who knows their shit have their way with a property they clearly have love for. Birds of Prey is amazing, and I urge people to go see it. Give it a chance. This movie is unique, it's fun, it's creative, and I definitely intend to see it again. But what did you think of Birds of Prey? And if you haven't seen it yet, do you intend to? Let me know, I'm kind of curious. Anyway, that'll do it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Next week, I'm going to do a more serious toned video, so stay tuned for that. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.